Welcome to the Weekend Readers Book Club. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we are discussing the Bookreads Best Sci-Fi Book as voted by the readers at the Goodreads 2024 Awards. We are reading Kaliane Bradley's The Ministry of Time. Now, Kaliane Bradley's Ministry of Time is a book about the UK government. The UK government has what's called a sitter. It is a rep whom looks after an individual for a year. Basically, the UK government has decided to time travel and pull people that potentially have died back in the days, but they pull them out just before they die, and they bring them to the 21st century. They get acclimatized, and we follow the story of mainly one sitter and one time traveler, but there are multiple sitters and time travelers that pop up through this book, and it's covering their journey acclimatizing to this current time. So, I have read the book The Ministry of Time by Kaliane Bradley, and these are my thoughts and views of the book. Now, I get that the Goodreads Book Awards are fan-based. Basically, the fans choose who they like, the fans choose what books they like, the fans choose overall who they deem to be the best book in their genre for that particular year. Now, going into reading The Ministry of Time, as I said last episode, I read the back page blurb. It didn't really interest me. I read the back page blurb of the runner-up in the sci-fi category. That did interest me, but I thought I would give The Ministry of Time a go, so I did. And I don't understand all the praise and love for this book. Now again, these are my opinions. Don't shoot the messenger. Everybody reads a book different, and it will be interpreted differently for everybody, and it will engage different emotions, enjoyment, and whatnot in everybody. Get that, right? From my perspective, I found the book very boring. It was just dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging. Like, there was no, I want to say, real substance to the book, I found. Like, I found the sitter, just boring. I found the person that they pull forward as the main character boring. And by the time the book switched up a gear, I was just like, yeah, I'm bored. Like, I wanted more, but I found myself it was, when you get those books and it's a chore to read, but you're committed to the cause, you're going to read it, right? And you read it, but yet you're just like, oh, it's a chore. That's how I felt with this book. And again, that's not me bagging on the book, because this book is acclaimed in the sense that, it won the sci-fi category by a decent amount of votes to the second book. But unfortunately, this type of sci-fi with the drama period and the slow burn and the, I don't know, boredom's probably the wrong word to use, but it just bored the crap out of me. So, yeah, I would say, if you're going in to read The Ministry of Time by Kaliane Bradley, just really have a look at the reviews that people have said, and then make a detailed decision if you want to read it. Again, as I said, it was voted number 1. There is a lot of love for this book. Unfortunately for me, what I got, it wasn't as sci-fi as I wanted it. It felt like a slow timepiece period drama, with some undertones of love sprinkled in bits and pieces there, but I wanted a hell of a lot more sci-fi sooner than what I got. But yeah, by the time I got As I said, to the interesting parts, I was just already just over the whole story. So sadly, yeah, I just found this book very. So the question will be, will the Ministry of Time be going onto my bookshelf? The answer is no. It's a library book. I'm not going to go out and buy it. I'm going to return it back to the library and let somebody else have a go with this book. Because I know it's on a wait list. Because I've had to wait to get it. So it is popular. But yeah, no. Ministry of Time by Kaliane Bradley. You have not made my bookshelf. So, as it customs here at the Weekend Readers Book Club, as one book closes, another book has to open, and it is now time to find out what the next read is. And Bookworms, we are doing book 2. Yes, the second book that was listed in the sci-fi category. And I've read the back page of this book, and holy hell, it is more up my alley in relation to sci-fi. We are reading The Family Experiment by John Mars. I'm excited to tackle this book for 2 reasons. One, the back page blurb sounds sci-fi as hell. I'm down with it. Humanity living in VR, raising VR children sounds a hell of a lot of fun. I love it. But also, John Mars has done a couple of other books that I was intrigued in, but never actually read. So this is my first dip of my toes in with John Mars as an author. And yeah, I'm interested to see how we go. So The Family Experiment by John Mars, you are the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club. So Bookworms, that was my review and discussion of Kaliane Bradley's The Ministry of Time, a book I wanted to enjoy, a book I wanted to understand why this was voted number 1 in the Goodreads sci-fi category as like the sci-fi book of last year. I read it. I don't know if it went over my head. I don't know if I just didn't have the patience for it. My cup of tea, it wasn't for me. And yeah, I wish it was, but unfortunately it wasn't. So yeah. It's a hard one, but hey. So with that being said, Bookworms, thank you for listening to me rant about a book I did not like. Well, thank you for tuning in again. And until next time, when we come back and discuss The Family Experiment by John Mars, Bookworms, happy reading.